Hello everyone, this is Way Cool with another word problem video. Here's today's question. Tracy is 8 years older than Simone. 3 years ago, Tracy was 3 times as old as Simone. How old is Simone? So based upon the question, what we really want to find out is how old is Simone now? Okay, now based on the question also, we realize that we have sufficient information in order for us to calculate Simone's age. Having said that, we will now use unknown variables to represent both girls' age. X is equal to Tracy's age and Y is equal to Simone's age. Okay, let us now analyze the problem in order for us to figure out our equations. The first part of the problem says Tracy is 8 years older than Simone. To write that in an equation form, we will have something like this. Now this is Tracy's age plus 8 years equals Simone's age. Now if you look at this equation and analyze it for a while, we would realize that it is incorrect. In fact, it should be the reverse. So this is incorrect. The correct equation is Tracy's age equals Simone's age plus 8 years. So if Simone is 10, plus 8 years to 10 years would be 18 years. So therefore, Tracy's age would be 18 years. So therefore, as you can see, Tracy would be the older of the two. Anyway, let's continue. The second part of the problem says 3 years ago, Tracy was 3 times as old as Simone. All right, we would have an equation like this. 3 times Tracy minus 3 years is equal to Simone minus 3 years. All right, now this format is also incorrect. All right, because why? If you analyze the problem and plug in some values, you would realize that Simone would be the older of the two. The correct equation would be something like this. Tracy minus 3 years is equal to 3 times Simone age minus 3 years. All right. To represent the equation in terms of the unknown, we will have x equal y plus 8 and x minus 3 equal 3 times y minus 3. So we have equation 1 and equation 2. At this point, we can simplify equation 2 by multiplying 3 by the term inside the bracket. So therefore, we'll multiply the first term by 3 and the second term by 3 also. And the new equation now becomes x minus 3 equal 3 times y minus 3 times 3. Simplifying further, we have x minus 3 equal 3y minus 9. Now, from this point, we could have done it in one of two ways. We could have also grouped the like terms, which would be the 3 and the 9 together, and then we can plug in the x, or we can plug in the x and then further simplify the equation so that we will have it in terms of y. What we will do in this case, we will actually substitute for x in equation 1 by plugging equation 1 into the x variable. We will now have y plus 8 minus 3 equal 3y minus 9. What we will do is to subtract 3 from 8. So we have the new equation to be y plus 5 equal 3y minus 9. Now subtracting 5 from both sides of the equation, we have this. Now this term goes to 0. So on the left hand side we have y. On the right hand side, minus 9 minus 5. Usually when we have like signs, same sign, right? We would add the numbers together and keep the sign. So the new equation becomes y equal 3y minus 14. With this equation, y equal 3y minus 14, we'll now group the like terms together by subtracting 3y from both sides of the equation, and we have this term right here. Y minus 3y equal 3y minus 3y minus 14. Both 3y on the right hand side of the equation goes to 0, so the new equation is y minus 3y equal minus 14. Now that we can subtract y from 3y, we have negative 2y equal negative 14. Dividing both sides of the equation by negative 2, we have negative 2y divided by negative 2 is equal to negative 14 divided by negative 2. At this point, we can cancel out the negative 2 on the left hand side of the equation. Thus, we have y equal negative 14 divided by negative 2, and this will give us 7. Please note that when dividing by two negative, you get a positive answer. And also remember that we are dealing with age, so therefore we cannot get a negative age. So just keep that in mind. Now that we have y equal 7, this y represents Simone's age, and so Simone's age now is 7. So Simone is 7 years old. On a side note, we can calculate Tracy's age by using one of the previous equations that we had earlier, and we realize that by plugging in Simone's age into the previous equation, we see that Tracy is definitely 15 years old. So when Simone is 7, Tracy is 15 years old. So now that you have seen that, here is the problem without the few extra steps, or the shorter version of it. As you can see how we have calculated Simone's age. Now I hope this helps. Thank you and goodbye.